Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today I'm going to be going over a predicament that I'm in. So what it is I have a bathroom fan installed, but what they have it on is a recirculation circuit. So that way it constantly is circulating, but you know what? I hate the fact that that fan's on all the time. So what I want to do is be able to control it and set it in increments and times for it to turn on and off and stuff like that. To do that, really cool thing, we can do that with this switch. But why do I need this? Well, let's quickly show you why on this bathroom. So if I come up and over here into my bathroom, I have these two switches. Not a big deal, right? Problem is this is for the light. There's none actually for the fan. Since they wired it for the fan to be on all the time, they didn't actually put a fan switch for the bathroom. Now, why is that a problem? Well, obviously, sometimes you want to be able to turn the fan on. And second reason why is because if somebody has a shower, well, they can't turn on the fan. So what are we going to do? We're going to actually end up adding a pico switch right here. Well, there's no box there. I'll show you how we're going to do that with the parts that we have there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling this plate off and turning the light off. So the items I'm going to be using, just so you know, is we have this little 3-plate. The reason why is currently in the bathroom there's a 2-plate for the plug and the light. Well, I need the 3rd for the pico. So first thing we need is this little kit right here. This is just a little pico switch wall bracket. They're about 10 bucks. Anyways, take a flat blade, pry up right here, get these 2 little hooks out, get this out of the way. This is only for if you're not putting it in a box. If you're putting it inside a wall box, which I'll show you in a second, then you would mount it like this. To a box on this one. So since we're putting it in the box, this plate stays in. Let's say you're putting into like a single box or something like that, then you would pop this plate out because that way it sits flat against the wall. You don't want to leave this installed, and it's just as easily as putting in a flat blade right here and popping out the 2 hooks here and unhooking and comes right off. Now, when you go to put this in, pretty easy. Pico remote, slide this off. After you do that, take this, slip it on. You'll see it slides down and then locks into this little case. Not really locks, you can still bend it out to remove it, but goes like that. From now, we can go install it on the wall. One quick thing about this, especially if this is maybe one of the first light boxes you've ever done, and this also goes for receptacles. When you're putting these in, just make sure that you don't go cranking these down till it actually bends the switch tabs or anything like that. If you go too hard with these screws and it does that, then it doesn't sit in the plate proper. What you want to do is make sure those wires sit as flush back as they can, so that way the switch isn't getting pushed either way. And then that way you can just tighten this up. And again, just snug, so you can actually kind of move these around. So that way when you put a plate like so on, you can make sure, okay, we have equal lengths, everything's looking good. Okay. I actually really like these plates in particular because of the fact that you can still access these screw holes all the way through before you make your final adjustments. There we go. Keep in mind with those pico ones, the screws will be a little tighter because they're going, you have to thread them into the plastic. But when you're done, especially with these invisible ones, it just sits like that. So in my case, since there's no box fixture for it to actually bolt into, I would just line it up like so, and then tie this screw in, and it'll tie the plastic piece into here. Make sure we're right side up. And then, after we've done that, and that screws into the plastic, take a look at that. Now we've got a pico switch in here. So, next thing to do, let's go show you what I'm gonna do and bolt into the bathroom. Undo the 4 screws. Depending when your plates were put on, they might be painted on. There we go. After we do that, since, like I said, there's no side to this box, check this out. This is just gonna sit like that. Now, we're gonna try and just screw these ones in. But if this doesn't work or it sticks too far off the wall, which I already have a feeling it might, we have some screws and plugs from which we can put in, and I'll just hold it a little closer to the drywall. Right there. And right here. Yeah, for this one, I think it's still pulling a little bit more than I'd like away from the drywall. So what I'm going to end up doing is, now that I want to put a level on this, level it out, poke 2 holes. You can either use the ones where you just tie them in, which are really, that's all you should have. I had a couple of these, so that's what I'm using today. But if I were going to use any other ones, I would use those ones. The ones that you just tie in, little plastic anchors. Don't use those little slip-in plugs. All right, now that that's gone ahead, we can hit these buttons and stuff like that, which we wanted to make sure we could do. Again, this isn't doing anything because I have to still sync it all up. Let's go show you on what we have to do on the fan side, which is in the basement. All right, so this was the old fan switch. This neutral was already tied off, which was perfect. First thing you want to do when you open this, cap that blue wire. You're not going to be using it. It's a very rare occasion you're going to use it, and in this one, we are not going to be using it. It's for 3-way communication. This wire goes here and goes to this switch. So this is going to be our hot wire. Our hot wire, you can tell the difference between it and a load wire, because the load wire is this single wire that goes up to our ceiling fan and doesn't actually go to all the other lights. This is feeding the power to all of them, and then when you hit this and it makes the connection, it's sending power to here, which goes to the source. That makes sense to you. The reason why I'm explaining this is your hot wire, and this is your load wire, which is just another word for also saying for your source. So a light bulb, a fan, or whatever else you're hooking up, the load wire. And then of course the neutral wire, and then the ground. Now, I have this box completely grounded. I'm not actually worried about using the ground. It's up to you. If you want to, run a ground wire to the ground if you'd like. But I know I will be fine without this wire. So move it around until she comes off. There. Like I said, not using that one. So first thing I'm going to do is hook up the white wire to our big stack of white wires right here. When you put this on, make sure if you can to get about 7 turns on the Moret. Once it starts grabbing, of course. Now, this one right here, as we know, is our singular wire. So that's going up to our fan. So we need to put that on the load wire, which is red. And then, like I said, screw that one on if you can 7 times. We're going to go ahead, have that right here. This one right here is going to go to our hot wire. From here, just twist this one right off. Just like so. We're going to take our hot wire, go ahead, put it in there. I inserted the wiring for the one upstairs because it was way better lighting than down here. Let's quickly show you this though. So let's add this so we can show you how it all gets done. Lutron. Settings. From there, add a device once this lights up. Perfect. In wall dimmer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, a second early. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is just bathroom. I'm going to say add bathroom. And this one's just going to be guest bathroom. Done. And we're going to call it an exhaust fan. Next. It's just adding it. Perfect. And then from here you would go add another device. Pico remote. Fast forward upstairs. Once again, press the bottom button till this starts blinking rapidly. There we go. And then from here we will click on bathroom, guest bathroom. Next. Oh. Say lights doesn't matter. Next. I'm done adding devices. If for some reason your switch isn't working after you add it, let's quickly show you. Guest bathroom, you can see we added it to here. You can see it shows up as lighting, but check this out. Edit device. Go to guest bathroom. You can see it's still got Pico there. Devices. Select the exhaust fan. Save. Done. And it works. Technically, this is set up so you can go through here and not have the dimmer functions, but for me, I had one of these extra Picos lying around, and why would I go spend like $100 on another one when this will work just fine? It's just the 2 buttons. So anyways, that's a quick how-to on what you should do if you don't have, like I said, a switch in the bathroom and you have one of those exhaust fans and you want to be able to turn it on and off, or even just schedule it. Now if you want to schedule it, let's show you this. All you would do is schedules, add a schedule. Okay. Name your schedule. You could say bathroom exhaust fan. Or bathroom exhaust. Let's say that. Throughout the week, and you could say I want it to run from 10 a.m. in the morning. Let's do this. Next. And then we select right here exhaust fan, and we want it to turn on. Perfect. You can see it says on there now. Done. And then what we would say is we'd have to set up another one. Schedule. Oh, sorry, it's still saving here. Add a schedule though. Again, guest bathroom. Oh. Add schedule. We'll say bathroom exhaust off. Done. And then we tell it to turn itself off. We could even say 10 till 10, or whenever you think you're going to go to bed. And the reason why I say that is because it's good to have it cycling the air through. This is the highest room, so it brings cool, fresh air, or circulates the air within the home. So you still want it to be recirculating. But if you're like me and you don't like that darn thing going off all the time, this is what you would do. And then see how it says exhaust off? If it doesn't, you would hit right there. Done. Added the schedule. So now it'll turn on at 10 a.m. in the morning and then turn off at 10 p.m. at night. And then of course you can manually turn it off if you really need to, or delete the schedule and alter it as you so fit or want. I hope that helped you out. Thanks again for watching, and that is how you add the pico switch with the fan. So that way if your fan's in the basement, like I said, and you want to add it so you can actually turn it on and off when you're using the bathroom. So if someone comes in here at midnight, they can still turn that fan on for a bit and then of course turn it off. Thanks again for watching. Press a like if it helped you out and subscribe for more.